I'd like to start by congratulating the Democrats for giving us the certainty we as human beings crave. Clearly, stupidly, there was still a tiny part of me that thought that maybe, just maybe, they might have learnt something, albeit tiny, after having their handed to them at the last election. But at this week's DNC elections, they made it clear beyond any doubt that they have not.
In this round, so I'm going to, I have a show of hands. How many of you believe that racism and misogyny played a role in Vice President Harris's defeat? Okay. So that's good. You all passed.
And if that wasn't bad enough, the bloke on stage signalling for those one or two who kept their arms down quite sensibly to join the masses in raising them, well, he is their new leader. I mean, they say you couldn't make this stuff up, but really you could. You just don't need to. They exhibit their stupidity voluntarily and to the masses. And just for the record, as a foreign observer to the election build-up, result, and let's be honest, the 4 years of chaos that preceded it, there's a much simpler explanation as to why you lost. A summary, if I may. Your borders sucked, your crime rate sucked, your cost of living sucked, your foreign policy or lack thereof sucked, your common sense or lack thereof sucked, and your leaders, well, sorry to be repetitive here, they sucked too.
But in America, we resolve our differences at the battle box.
I grew up understanding the children of the community are the children of the community.
The only thing age does is help you with it.
We did it, Joe. You're going to be the next president of the United States.
The total ban on the total initiative relative to what person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president.
I do believe that we should have rightly believed, but we certainly believe that certain issues are just settled. Certain issues are just settled.
Clearly we're not.
No, that's right, and that's why I do believe that we are living, sadly, in real unsettled time.
For us at every moment in time, and certainly this one, to see the moment in time in which we exist and are present.
I mean, if the country wasn't in complete disarray leading up to the election, then maybe Americans might have had the luxury of choosing a candidate based on sex and race, but no one, frankly, had the time or capacity to. They were a little preoccupied supporting their daughters in the unenviable task of simultaneously trying to avoid boys in their change rooms whilst asking nicely if they could please pass them a tampon from theirs. In other words, if your people were doing well, then they might have been able to buy more into your BS woke ideology and vote based on the things you think matter, like sex and race. But given how badly you screwed their country up, the nail in your own coffin was, for the most part, self-inflicted. You hammered that baby in all by yourself. Oh, and credit too, where it's due. You were also up against this bloke. And despite all of your attempts to destroy him, you failed. What a double whammy. Not only did you lose badly, but to the bloke who represents every single thing it is you seem to hate. And I'm starting to think that might be not just him or the American people, but yourselves as well.